Hi, this is Dave Worden. I'm at Schmidt Music in Bloomington, Minnesota, where they have in stock this sonic 4-valve euphonium. It's based on the E1, the custom E1 euphonium that Adams makes, but this one is non-compensating instead. Otherwise, it's the same instrument. So you might wonder, is the compensating system important to me? Well, it is if you practice and play a lot below your, what would normally be the bottom of the range, around low F or low E concert, or G or F sharp in the treble clef, below the staff. So through that register, there really is no need for the compensating system. It's when you go below that, where we start combining the fourth valve with the others, where intonation gets a little bit funky. So on my compensating horn, I can play a scale down with normal fingerings from F to B flat concert or G to C in treble clef. As you can hear, it gets sharper the lower I go with combinations of valves. So you need to compensate, add a fingering like a half step below where you're intending once you get down to the E flat or F in treble clef. And you have a pretty workable scale with that. It takes a little bit of lipping, but you can mostly get by with that. It's when you want to play lower than the C but higher than the B flat. So I'm out of valves at that point. To play the C, I can't go a half step lower without just lipping it, which you can do, of course. However, not much of the band music goes down into that register. Some of the newer solo pieces do, so that's a consideration. Again, you can play those with alternate fingerings, but if they're very technical in that register, it's more convenient to have your normal fingerings when you add the fourth valve versus having to play a half step different fingering from what you're used to. Otherwise, the sonic is a very nice horn. It's lighter because of not having the compensating system, the extra tubes in the back, and you've got shorter valves because they don't have the extra ports for those tubes on the back. So it's lighter weight, it's a little easier to blow, not quite as stuffy as compensating horns are by their very nature. One of the reasons the Adams horns respond so well is that they're handmade. And it still sounds nice, I think. That factor, among several others, helped the Adams to play really nicely. They're very well in tune. They have the best intonation of any instrument on the market that I've played anyway, and I played most of them. Very responsive in the upper and lower registers. If you want to spend more on the Adams custom lines, you can get all kinds of customizations to it, which you'll see on my own horn in some other videos. But this one comes, this is the standard model of the Sonic, comes in silver plate. And it's a 4-valve, non-compensating, as I mentioned. It still has the Adams adjustable gap receiver, so you can loosen this screw, turn this barrel in and out. It comes, back and forth a little bit. That helps the end of the mouthpiece here get closer or farther away from the end of the lead pipe. and that affects the response of the instrument and to some extent the tone. It doesn't affect intonation a lot, but you'll get more comfortable on this instrument if you play with that setting a little bit and find the one that actually fits your mouthpiece and your blowing style the best. It's a patented option, so you won't find that on other instruments. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration. It's a sample of the kind of things you can find at Schmidt Music. They're very friendly to the euphonium and tuba community. One of the largest stocks you're going to find in any music store around. So I'm very glad that they've taken such an interest in our community that I can come here and play several professional instruments or some student line instruments, or an instrument like this that's professional but not completely top of the line in some ways. In other ways, though, it is top of the line. If you don't need the compensating system, this is an Adams E1, which is a very excellent instrument, and at a somewhat lower price than the standard E1 is. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for listening today.